Wait for it. Wait for it.
Who am I? You sure you want to know?
What does that make us? Sidekicks?
It's the Trusty Sidekick podcast with your host, Jay Washington, Bobby Hill.
What's going on, everybody? We are back once again. It is another episode 27?
26.
Why do I keep getting an episode off?
It doesn't matter, man. You're getting there. You'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Of the Trusty Sidekick podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington.
And me, your resident superhero, Bobby Hill.
As you can see, for those who are watching us, we're doing this again, making sure we put it out for the Facebook, YouTube universe.
Everybody wants to be able to watch it. We're going to do it live.
We're doing it live. We're not live streaming like we did last time.
No.
It's kind of late, so we didn't think too many people would be watching it if we did it then.
Well, you know, last time we were going to put the episode on YouTube. It took a couple of days to master that and get that ready. So we figured it'd be easier to go this way with it this time. And I think it's going to be fine. You guys are going to get to see this in a couple of days. You'll get a few more people to watch this than normally would.
It'll be fun.
We'll have something to talk about on Wednesday. And, you know, that'll be either Tuesday or whenever we get this out. And we'll be good to go. So what's been going on with you, man? How's your week going?
My week was actually nice, dude. My week was real nice. As usual, I've been doing a bunch of shows. I've been ripping and running throughout the Los Angeles area.
Ripping and running, man. This guy rips and runs so much, dude. Ripping farts and running guns. That's what he's been up to.
What?
Ripping farts and running guns. Good old Jay Washington. Ripping and running.
Thursday, I did a show in Lawndale, California. Shouts out to John Faso for that. Now, let me tell you what happened with this show. So, it was at a bar. It was their first time at the bar doing the show. And, of course, bar patrons, the regulars are going to be there. They're going to get drunk, going to get loud, whatever.
Yeah.
And there was one older white gentleman. He was drunk, talking junk to people all day. And at one point, I was going into some joke, and I, told people, I'm not from here. I just moved here,
right?
Being in California. And he was like, well, why don't you go back home?
I was like, not a thing you tell.
Yeah, a black guy. So I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, Lord.
Just what you were looking for, right?
That's just the moment I needed. So then I proceeded to let him have it. Now, for those who don't know, if you're unfamiliar with what happens here, Bobby and myself are stand-up comedians.
Hi.
This is what we do. We tell jokes, but also I'm lethal talking shit. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, we're also assholes. And so
Genuine.
if you give us an opportunity,
Great
we're probably
aim.
not gonna say things that you want to tell your mom about. So
so I let dude have it. And it, like, about the third thing I said, evidently it hurt his feelings. So he ran up on me. He called himself running up on me on stage.
So he lost the game.
Oh, he completely lost. But he came up, and it was in so slow motion because he was so fucked up.
Yeah.
He tried to reach out to choke me, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Hold on. Stop. Okay. Look at this man's neck, okay? I have big hands. I wouldn't try and choke this dude. This is not a dude. It's not even whether he can fight or not is not the point of the story. But to choke him.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to make assumptions. I've never seen you in a fight, so I'm not going to make an assumption.
Because a lot of people don't want to fight me.
I know they don't want to fight you, but I definitely don't want to try and choke you.
Okay, cool.
Anyway.
So
this guy tried to choke you because
I got him, and I still keep in mind, I still have the microphone in my hand.
Right.
I'm still talking shit.
Right.
So John Faso, who's also one of the security guys watching the show, grabs him from behind and brings him down. I'm holding his arm and still twisting, talking shit with the microphone. Like, do you realize how close you just got from getting fucked up?
Are you doing the rucker out there on the
Oh no, Mike, the whole time.
You're doing the and one
The
tour
and
with
one.
him?
But I'm so calm with it too. I'm like, and I'm joking with it. I even help him up with the microphone in my hand.
Jerry
still.
King Lawlering your own match.
Damn right. You goddamn right. Call my own match. And everybody was like, you handled that in such a professional manner. So it was cool.
Nice. Good job, Neil.
Man, thank you. That
was good.
Thank you. Then Saturday, man, it was a busy day. I got a chance to, I had a meeting out in Brea, California with the guys from the Refried Comedy Tour. And we had some great things in the works with that. Then did a show in Huntington Beach with Mona Shake. Fun show at Red Lounge. It was a hookah lounge. It was a fun show with Omid Singh and Kayvon. It was a fun show.
Kayvon's great.
He's a great dude. And then I shot back out to Hollywood to the Lotus Lounge to do a show there with Ryan Pfeiffer. And that became another one of those, I'm just going to have to talk shit for 12 minutes to you people and get you to understand.
Yeah.
You're not going to, out-talk me on a microphone.
That's an interesting thing, right?
I'm funny. So
That's a big thing is, like, people want to be a part of the comedy. They miss the idea that like you've come prepared with a set for them, an idea like
you have jokes you want to tell.
Yeah, this is the stuff that we've been working on. For people that don't understand, like when you go to a show or you go to a mic, don't get me wrong, for sure some of that stuff you just can't help, or maybe you're drunk, or maybe your friend's drunk, or they do something stupid and they get burnt, but that's not really what the show is about when it comes down to it.
Not at all.
I mean,
it's about an enjoyable experience for everybody.
Well, that's like, that's like if there was a band playing and all of a sudden some dude in the back who just came to the show just pulled out his own guitar and just started joining into the song. It's like, well, no, we came with our own material prepared. We really didn't want you to just start playing your own song in the middle of what we were playing. So don't do that.
Yeah, but then the best thing, one of the best things that happened this week, Variety, on Variety.com and Variety as a whole, if you don't know, that's one of the top film, television, industry publications out there. I'm set to do a new movie called Landline. It's being produced, directed, and written by Matthew Aaron. Shoots in Chicago. Shouts out to the home team. But Tom Arnold is a part of it. It's also got a great cast. Tom Arnold, Nick Searcy, Louis Lombardi, Jim O'Hare, Betsy Brandt. It's just so many great people on there. And Variety picked it up. And when they mentioned all the cast, the top cast, I was on it. And I was
you got your name on Variety.
I was like, I love Variety.
You made the front page of Variety.
I made the front page of the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
So in a year, less than a year, I made the front page.
Not bad, dude.
Not bad at all.
That's a nice little. If you're in a Tom Arnold category, dude, Roseanne, dude, you can go after Roseanne. You go after Roseanne.
I know what you said.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say it louder.
He should go after Roseanne. Totally. That should be the move.
How was your damn week, Bobby?
My week was great, man. No Variety or Hollywood Reporter for me just yet. But I had a good week. My buddy Bean, Jeff Steve, was getting married this week in Las Vegas. So
congratulations.
We went out to Las Vegas. He and Molly got married, so congratulations to them. I got to stand up in the wedding. I was a little behind all weekend, which is not out of the realm for me to be running a little bit late. But we had a little mix-up. I had to wear...
This should have been recorded 7 hours ago.
I took a long drive back. I just got back from Vegas a little while ago. But it was a great wedding. It was a great time. They're an awesome couple. They've known each other almost as long as Bean's known me, which is going on almost 20 years now. Oof. And they got together the last couple of years finally, and they seem to have a great time. They seem really perfect for each other. So
that's good to hear.
Very odd. It's funny to watch a guy who is a pusher of my counterculture attitude that I have now kind of grow up and do man stuff. But it's neat, man. It's cool to see my friend be a happy person, and that's always a good thing when your friend's happy.
That's the way you said it.
It is though, man, because you're always it's one of those things you don't think about while your friend is being miserable, and you're like, oh yeah, just another miserable friend of mine, and then you're like, oh wow, there's a buddy of mine who found a way to find some good happiness for himself, which is what everybody's looking for. Right. So it's one of those things where you have a friend that you've known for a long time who struggled with getting to that point of really finding a way to be happy, and then you see him be happy, and you're like, that is a thing that happens to people. So I was very happy for my buddy. While I was out there, though, I did Steve McAnally's room at the Pawn Stars spot. So it was a real...
How'd that go?
It was a cool show. It was interesting. Sometimes you get some people who are on shows like Wild and Out that think they can come and talk shit to you and not realize that you're a comic on the show, and you burn them, right? Spanky Hayes? That has to happen sometimes, but... it is what it is.
This is the part of the live video where I put the disclaimer up. The following words are the opinions only of Bobby Hill.
Yeah, I came to a nice realization while I was out in Vegas. I'm just, I'm not going to hold back on some things as much as I have in the past. So sometimes the fire has to come out, and you're going to get some of that. So other than that, there was a good time out there. I had a blast. I'm ready to go back to Chicago this week. I've got a bunch of cool stuff that we'll let you know about when we get to the end of the show. So if you want to know where we're going to be next week, you're going to have to stick around for the show, which we need to get to. We'll start off with some news on the Marvel side. Captain America
is still making money.
Second weekend out, it's killing. The drop-off it had was only 59%, which is the same as Age of Ultron last year. So it is an Avengers movie kind of a thing with that, right?
I think, but the Avengers movies, the first one, of course, wasn't going to drop off heavy because it was the first Avengers movie.
Right.
It was... The hype behind it was just bananas, so that was given. with Captain America: Civil War, we know what it is now.
Right.
Everybody's heard about it. You've talked about it. Unfortunately, as always happens, the bootleg industry kicks in.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the reason why it falls off so much, though. I just think you have this enormous amount of people that go out to see it because they want to see it that first weekend or that first week. And then you just have less people that need to see the movie as time goes on. Of course, people still bootleg the movie, of course.
Yeah.
But I think the reality is that a lot of those people weren't going to go see the movie anyway, any of the first couple of weeks, right? A lot of those people are not going to go and spend $15 to watch the movie, you know. They just weren't going to do that. So
I mean, yeah, you got a point. You have a point. So, but again, it's not a bad drop off. It's an expected drop off, if you will.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing: the movie's still at $940 million.
It's gonna crack $1 billion.
It's gonna crack $1 billion. It's $940 globally right now. So you might as well just.
What movies have cracked $1 billion?
What, this year?
Just in general, Harry Potter's, right? Or Lord of the Rings.
Ever? Oh, there's been a bunch now of the Avengers. Both the Avengers movies have cracked $1 billion.
See, you know what? Here's I just caught myself.
You're like at $1.5 billion now to really make waves when you want.
Because here's the thing. When movies make a lot of money, we forget to include the fact of the inflation of ticket prices.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a difference between when tickets were $7 for your evening show.
But even over the last couple of years, there's been a bunch of movies that have cracked $1 billion.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying this.
I'm not saying the last Batman movie cracked $1 billion. I mean,
Dark Knight, yeah,
Dark
Knight Rises.
All those. I mean, you gotta crack $1 billion now if you're gonna be one of those types of movies because they cost $400 million to make. What happened to what's going on with that?
Oh, I'll tell you why.
How is that more and more expensive all the time?
Because
it's computers
easy.
and programming. I mean,
it's computers and programming. The costumes are ridiculous.
Sure,
those costs. If you sit back and look at the detail, and that's one of the things I'm very meticulous about. When I look at the billboards for any of the superhero movies or whatever the case may be,
yeah, but it's always leather. It's the same leather shit, man. And with I mean, just like in the last Batman vs Superman movie, they use CGI for his arms for most of the movie. So what the fuck? You don't need what costuming? It's CGI.
Yeah, I guess, but nonetheless, it's still gonna make money. And there's this whole, we're going to spend this money because we know we're going to make it back. So it's never really a big issue in a sense about
I guess. Well, either way, Captain America is still the #1 movie. It's still going to crack $1 billion pretty easily. And that's good for that. Some things coming out of that movie. There's some new news coming out from Black Panther.
Great news. So Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman has been introduced as T'Challa, one of the 2 or 3, I would think. No, because Wonder Woman is actually one of them. 4. Highly anticipated, comic book characters that transition into the movies.
Right.
So you had Wonder Woman, Apocalypse, Black Panther, and I think it's one more. I can't remember who's the other one. But
I think Deadpool was one of the big ones people were waiting
for.
Well, they
were waiting on. Yeah, so he's here. But Chadwick Boseman killed the role. The movie was already set.
Right.
So now we were wondering, okay, because now we've got this in play, where do the other characters come on?
Right.
Academy Award winning actress Lupita Nyong'o from 12 Years a Slave, amongst other things.
As well as every movie that they needed a dark black woman
for every
from now on, if we need a dark black, for the next 10 years, we're calling Lupita Nyong'o. She's the one who's in.
So she's officially cast as T'Challa's love interest. I think that's what they said it is.
Or is she the sister?
She's in the movie. She's in the damn movie.
She's going to be one of the black people in the movie, in the Black Panther movie.
Which I swear, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen after I say this next thing. And I was waiting for this. Also, he had to make redemption for him damn self, okay? We saw, everyone said he got snubbed for the Oscars with Creed, and now he's officially in the Black Panther movie. Michael B. Jordan has been cast in the movie. They don't say what his role is.
It's not going to be the Human Torch.
They damn sure ain't doing that one. They're like, no!
It may end up being Captain America because that's what every Human Torch ends up becoming.
But that would just completely negate Anthony Mackie, though.
Oh, yeah. No, it won't be that. But they're discussing him being a villain in the movie.
Which is fine. Or he could be his brother.
Which is interesting. It would only be good if he's... the only way I would like to see him be a villain is if he plays his brother being a villain somehow because I would like to see. I mean, to get Michael B. Jordan to take him from another one of your franchises, which it doesn't. They're probably gonna make another Fantastic Four movie with that cast anyway. I hope not.
I was reading somebody said they wanted to.
They have the rights. They retain the rights, so they can make another movie. But hopefully, it's not with that cast.
Well, we pray it doesn't happen.
And so, hopefully, if he does play a bad guy, he'll have more than one movie to be in because it would suck to see him be in a movie like Michael B. Jordan's dope. You want to have him to use more than once for sure.
Yeah, of course.
So
he's in it. Now, here's the thing, what I wanted to say. Social media has been losing their shit with the announcements of Lupita Nyong'o and Michael B. Jordan on top of Chadwick Boseman, right?
Right.
There's a hashtag that goes Black Panther so lit already. It's a hashtag for the movie already.
That's only on Black Twitter, though.
It's only on Black Twitter.
If you're on Black...
White people, you can find out about Black Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's already there, right? Now, Michael B. Jordan is in it. So now we're like, oh, look what's about to happen. I'm personally waiting for the first white person they cast for that movie and to watch somebody.
It's probably Michael Rapaport because he's always the first white person cast. It's got to be Michael Rapaport, right?
Right. I don't know what to say, dog.
What were you thinking about the first white person to cast in the movie?
It's got to be the whitest of white people, and Michael Rapaport pretty much.
He would qualify.
He qualifies officially, so yeah.
Yeah, that seems like, or a Kardashian. Maybe they could put a Kardashian in the movie.
I would boycott the shit out of Marvel, even on this podcast.
I mean, how can you have that many black people and not have Kardashians trying to get at them? Like, you have all those black dudes.
You shut your face, fam.
Okay, stop looking at pictures of Lupita Nyong'o. We've got.
I'm doing something for the video editing.
We've got stuff to talk about.
I'm doing
here.
stuff for the video I'm adding as we're talking.
While you're going through that, I'm gonna tell them about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because obviously we can't figure out which white people should be in the Black Panther movie.
What you mean we can't?
About none. Also.
Keep all white people out of Africa.
So
fictional Wakanda.
South Africa, they're there now, so you know
they've always been there. What you make it seem like white people just
the
white people found this special little land. They decided to occupy the bottom part of Africa.
Anyway, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., are you looking at pictures of Michael Rapaport? Oh, God. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. obviously opens up right after the events of Civil War happened.
So it did follow what we thought it was.
They follow exactly what we talk about because Steve Rogers is missing and Peggy Carter is dead. They show a picture of Haley Atwell in the newspaper, dead as Peggy Carter.
Speaking of dead.
Speaking of dead, we can drop that bomb on him real quick.
Agent Carter is officially dead.
Yeah, here's the only solace that I have out of this is that Haley Atwell's already signed on to do another show. And although it's not a comic book show, I'm going to watch it anyway because I'm committed. Anyway. In
other words, his ass been crying.
I'm very sad about not watching Haley Atwell on a regular basis. The Sokovia Accords are now playing out, though. It's a big deal with what's happening on the show because Talbot shows up. He wants to start registering anybody with superpowers that might be involved with S.H.I.E.L.D. Yo-Yo is back in the scene. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on in this episode. The main issue going on is that Lincoln is trying to get the hell out. Talbot's trying to find he's trying to get in, and he's being given some insider secrets now that these Sokovia Accords are in effect. Coulson is actually rallying to withhold giving away anybody's names or powers, but he needs some help because something was taken from the ATCU in Indiana in the previous episode, and they need to know what it is.
Let's just say this for the record too. The fact that I'm happy they use like a real town in a sense,
right?
But it makes you wonder: is there really an ATCU in Indiana?
Here's what I wonder: is why does Lincoln keep staying there? Like, what I mean,
did we ask?
I ask it every week. Every week there's some new thing. It's like this week it's like I'm completely healthy. Okay, it's just to get Daisy. He just wants to get Daisy. And
say what you want to say. Say what you want to say.
He's trying to fuck.
Say what you want to say. Because I want you, for those watching, I know you saw his face holding back. He's just,
He's trying to fuck.
He's
and
trying to have
I get it. I understand completely. Anyway, Daisy has got the parasite fucking with her, but she wires in because you forget that Daisy was a hacker first and foremost. Put in a lot of the protocols that they use there anyway. So she conspires to break Lincoln out of there. And it turns out to be a trap the whole time. They actually send Lash out to fight against Hive, which is super dope because you realize all Inhumans are there for a purpose. So Lash's purpose is to kill unnecessary Inhumans, but also in the end to rescue Daisy and pulls the parasite out of her, which is dope. Also, some things that sucked in this episode. Mac gets the shit beat out of him again by another Inhuman as Lincoln electrifies the shit out of him. Talbot has some great lines. He refers to Lash as Rasta Hulk, which is the fucking line. It's so good. When he calls him the Rasta Hulk, oh god!
I'll admit, I missed Age of the Shield this week. I've been so busy.
Man.
So
actually, shout out to Adrian Pasdar who plays Talbot. He did a really great job in this episode. He was just high strung throughout, and Coulson's like calm and cool as a cucumber. There's a big switch in the fact that they kind of played Daisy the whole time with using Lash to go there. They took a big gamble by letting Lash actually go there because he could have easily just killed everybody if they needed to. But also the Kree experiment works to some extent. They did turn some people into some Kree. They took some regular humans that were those wolves, the guys with the mask. Yeah. They set some of those guys up with the Ghost Rider dude, who's not Ghost Rider, the guy who turned shit into fire. James, the Inhuman.
It was the way you said it. You was like the Ghost Rider dude who ain't Ghost Rider.
He's not Ghost Rider, but he's got Ghost Rider abilities, except he doesn't have a skull head. He's like this cocky Australian dude because all dudes from Australia are cocky on television shows.
They have to be. I mean, you ruin those things.
Crazy.
Like, you ruin those things.
But the end of the story is Hive stole a warhead. Daisy's cool again. She's chill. And then the big thing at the end is Yo-Yo gives Mac the dreaded necklace that you see in that foreshadowing of someone blowing up on a space shuttle. So is Mac, like, as this necklace has been handed from person to person, I keep like believing that there's a different person that end up in space. But Mac's got the necklace now, so this is like that shitty Christmas gift exchange.
Bobby is so in detail with this, isn't he?
It is. It's like that shitty Christmas gift exchange where you're like,
what's it called, the white elephant?
Yeah, the white. Who's gonna get the fucking white elephant this year?
Who gets the white elephant?
Every week, the necklace is in somebody else's hands, and I'm not excited about it. So that's pretty much what's going on the Marvel side of things.
Yeah, Marvel. Marvel's really low key again. The next thing you'll be hearing about Marvel will be like in a week or so. Oh no, it's not. That's not it. Let's talk about this real quick. That's not it for Marvel. The X-Men Apocalypse critic reviews have come out.
Yeah.
And they've got the Batman versus Superman mark all over them.
Yeah. Now, before we start recording this, we did watch a clip about when Scott Summers gets his powers, and it doesn't look bad. It looked like for an 80s time period, it looks like it's legit.
He should have murdered somebody.
I thought he was going to murder somebody in the clip.
For those who don't know, Cyclops' powers are his eyes shoot out optic beams that can blow through everything.
Yeah, and
everything.
And it comes upon him at a certain age, so it's not like he always has it, which would be crazy because if he was a baby and
he'd
had
have blew out his mama vagina. Could you imagine coming out?
Oh God, that's the worst way to be born. The baby's powers develop in the womb, and he's just like.
Like, man, you're gonna have a C-section whether you want to or not.
No, that just made it the worst. Oh,
you just thought about that, didn't you?
Oh man, that is so the opposite of the hilarity of saying Michael Rapaport being Black Panther.
Wait, nobody said Michael Rapaport. What? So the critics have started to talk about the movie, and again,
they don't like it.
So they
don't like it.
Brandon Prozac, who follows us on here, he always says it's going to be a good movie.
It's going to be grimdark. It's going to be one of the grimdark movies.
What the fuck is a grim?
Grim and dark all the time. It's
oh, that's what you call it?
No, there's there's gonna be no happiness in it. Quicksilver's gonna be the comic relief in the movie, which I think is such a piece of shit.
For 30 seconds.
It's so bad.
For 30 seconds.
Here's the thing: the character, the way they did the character was a little bit of a revelation in the previous one, but at the same time, like. Quicksilver was never this guy. He was always a more serious character. So it's a big departure for everybody to buy into.
Especially with the acknowledgement of who his father is when he gets...
It's gotta be good. I just don't think it's gonna be.
There's nothing to even try to compare and think and hope with this movie. It's going to suck. I'm sorry, there are some good level actors and actresses attached to this. Alexander Shipp looks amazing as Storm. Also, here's another thing. Speaking of her, the guy who's playing Archangel and Olivia Munn as Cyclops, they say they barely talk in the whole freaking movie.
Ah, man.
Which is like, wow, we really did that. We plug up you plugging them as the Horsemen so much for them not to even really say any more than 2 lines. Come on, fam.
It's not gonna be good, man.
Come on, fam. I'm not for that. I'm not.
It's not gonna be good. My problem with these movies is that they've always made them way more ethereal than they need to be. Like these movies, the 2 movies that have been good have been X-Men First Class and
Days of Future Past. We've established that they can't do a third one.
No. I'm talking about overall. The 2 movies that I thought have really been good have been X-Men First Class and the very first X-Men movie that was ever made.
Yeah, because it was the first time it opened up.
And the reason why is because those movies focused on what the X-Men have always really been about. And what the X-Men have always really been about has been a veiled look at discrimination in the world.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
The mistreatment of one species one version of human by another version of human for the further or betterment or belief that one is better than another, and the ideas of tolerance in the world and things like that. But these movies have always focused on these larger, grander things of like major power shows and like, you know, yeah, they've got all these special powers, but instead of doing something subtle and making that work, it's always this grandiose, way bigger, a lot of mindless people, where really most of these characters should be driven by that emotion of feelings of either siding with being the house nigger, or trying to be a field, you know what I mean? Like that level of participation, believing you're superior and not superior. We ain't stopping nothing, man.
No, I felt offended the way you said house nigger.
We ain't stopping, fuck you, because you listen to Drake all the time, and if that motherfucker can say it and Key and Peele can say it, then I can fucking say it, okay? Go fuck yourself. Now, all these movies have been about that, okay? All these movies have been about that. They've been about these extra special bullshit and get down to the heart of the matter, which is being tolerant of the differences of people or not. And how one group of people who gained a larger amount of abilities can make a decision to just be cool or to cause problems. That's what it's about. But they never really get to that point. Anyway. Did I what? Have I finally gone too far? Have I broken through now? Are we all listening now? Good. What's going on? Let's go to DC, okay? Don't fall apart on me now, man. We got another 30 minutes here.
Oh, shit. Bobby went on the mulatto revolution real fast. Hey, fuck you. If Drake can say it, if Key and Peele can say it, damn it, brother, I can too.
That's how it goes. It's ridiculous, you know?
Long story short.
Long story short,
we know it's supposed to be a comparison to the way people are treated.
Yeah.
But you got somebody in Bryan Singer who's trying to say, oh, this is what the material is. Let me just amp it up. And you're going to take away from the characters that need to have that relevancy. You're amping up everything else. And this movie's just going to fucking suck. So
I don't think it's gonna be good, and it's sad because I really love X-Men comics. They're so
and I wanted Apocalypse to be the best thing.
The writing for the comics is usually based around the character's individual turmoil over that, over whether they want to live in peace and have their powers be just a part of who they are, or whether they want to use that for domination.
DC on the DC end, because here he go again on the DC end. Gotham, man. BD Wong is one of my favorite actors. I've loved BD Wong since I used to watch him on Oz. When he was a psychiatrist, when he was a priest in Oz, Law and Order. So he is killing it as Hugo Strange. The fact that he knows Azrael is running reckless, and he like, just let him do what he do.
Dude, just snapping priest necks. Did you see Azrael? He shows up in the church. And he's like, I don't need you.
Like, what do I need you for?
What are you like? You just crushing people like that? Of course, that draws Penguin out, which is great because I've been waiting for this dude to get back into the mix.
So Penguin comes out, he goes and recruits Butch.
Yep.
And, he's so... See, I do and I don't, the mental manipulation that Penguin can seem to do in this. He's more of a mastermind mentally than Nigma is.
Right, yeah.
And he's never really been that. He's never really been that. That's my problem. Now,
well, the thing is, though, is that Penguin has obviously not physically ever been the guy to be physically involved in a lot of the work.
He
always has guys who are doing stuff for him because he really isn't the physical guy.
Yeah, I get that. So that's fine with that.
I thought James Frain was pretty dope in this again. His ability to play this mental maniac character.
Well, if you want to go from a comparison on two different characters in two different universes, I'll compare what James Frain is doing with having been Theo Gallivant to now being Azrael to what Brett Dalton did as Grant Ward to now being Hive.
That's a good comparison.
You see what I'm saying? The way the transition. So I dig it. Bruce.
I thought this was great though. This is it. This is how Bruce realizes that there's a way to move in the shadows and make stuff happen.
Yeah, but then he goes to get Selena.
Yeah.
You know, he recruits. First of all, I need to know the age. Now we think
they're 15.
That's what it is.
They're 15. They're 15, which is fucking age.
What?
You know people fuck at 15. Don't act like they don't.
This is true. Yeah, because I was too.
Right.
That's not the point.
I'm not saying they should be, or I'm not suggesting you should be doing that if you're 15, but it's not like there aren't some 15-year-olds that...
Boy, the parental discretion advised is going to have to come up in the beginning, because like now we know their 15-year-olds watch this.
They get Selena gets into Arkham.
She breaks into Arkham.
It's a very poorly set up place, I got to tell you.
For places doing a whole lot of dirt, it's so easy.
Very easy to get around there.
Let me go and jump in the laundry chute, then I'll go jump on down.
Did you see that one spot though where they had was that Killer Croc?
That's Killer Croc. That's Killer Croc.
Oh, dude, that's so great.
So I noticed that I was like, yeah, that's Killer Croc. Basically, what they're telling you is that a lot of the villains in Gotham, that aren't metahumans per se,
right?
Hugo Strange is responsible.
He's responsible for a lot of these guys, which is cool because BD Wong is so great at playing that character.
That's right, because he gave us Azrael.
Right.
He gives us Mr. Freeze.
Yep.
He's technically given us the Riddler.
Right.
He's about to give us the Mad Hatter.
He put even though he set Penguin in one way, Penguin has come back even more vicious than before.
Yeah,
I mean,
so he gave us the
Penguin. He fed that lady
his sister, her kids,
right?
And then nobody talked about that. The fact that cannibalism went on a show based from a cartoon
that's on at 7:00 at night, by the way.
Blatant cannibalism. So yeah, Hugo Strange is giving you a lot of the villains.
Yeah.
In God, which is why they say, in the storyline anyway, if you're not familiar with it, he's the first one to easily assess who Batman is.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
like,
and it would make sense with this range because obviously he wants Azrael ends up going to Wayne Manor to kill Bruce. Gets to a fight. Alfred's putting it on him though. Alfred was given I was worried that Alfred was gonna get stabbed. I thought I was gonna get shit by a sword again. I was worried that was gonna happen.
He shanked his sister.
Yeah, he did.
Shanked the shit out of Talon.
Yeah, he did. Oh man, you were talking about the line of the night from that show too.
So my best line of the night, Bullock goes to Tabitha and says, "So how did you feel seeing your brother dressed like a ninja from medieval times?" First of all, Bobby is trying to convince me that they mean the medieval times time period.
Yes, that's
no.
Yeah.
I got money on it. The writers meant the restaurant.
No,
because again, it goes back to my theory. What goddamn time frame is this?
No, it's like the early '80s with cell phones. It's the early '80s with cell phones mostly.
I'm a fan a bit of the show. I like it. To the end when they took Selena goes. She gets into Arkham.
Right.
She finds Bridget, who is now officially Firefly.
Yeah.
Another person.
That actress does not get enough credit. Selena Kyle on the show does not get enough credit, and she should be highlighted a bit more. Even though I don't have her looked up right in front of me to give you her name.
I just want to say this: we know these are grown, pretty much teenage to adults.
Okay.
That played these characters.
Right.
The girl who plays Firefly, I'm not gonna admit, she was hot. No pun intended.
The girl plays Firefly is hot.
No pun intended.
Okay.
Cause she was like, she had a cold body. Like,
you might as well just intend that pun, dude. Just intend that pun.
Just
intend that pun. No, but anyway, Azrael shows up at Wayne Manor, and for a second I thought that he was going to have to kill somebody because he had everybody dead to rights. Gordon's there, Alfred's there, Bruce is there. I mean, what's gonna? And then finally, Penguin shows up, and it is
Blue
perfect. Penguin and Butch show up, and
with a rocket launcher,
with a giant bazooka, and literally blow him to smithereens. Like, no doubt about it, no question, no nothing. Just
I was like, well, they made sure that we ended the Azrael storyline real quick.
I mean, obviously the big issue here is really Hugo Strange, and it's not. It obviously is not about. It's not about Azrael. Azrael's not the key point in this. It's really about Hugo Strange when it gets down to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Azrael was. I mean, you can beat Azrael with a bazooka, which is.
You can beat 9 out of 10 things with a bazooka. Okay.
You beat pretty much everything with a bazooka.
You know, without a bazooka. So that's
Camren Bicondova is her name. That plays Selena Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. She's a very good actress. Some of her work, when you see just her having to use just emotion without words,
perfect. Pretty solid. Very solid.
So I'm not sure where it's gonna go. I know Strange is hooking everybody up with cool outfits because he hooked Firefly up with her cool outfit. He hooked up Victor Freeze with his cool outfit. He hooked up Azrael.
Where's the budget for this?
This dude has the dopest wardrobe budget.
Yo,
on the budget. Planet.
The budget.
Also, like, wouldn't somebody be like, yeah, this Asian dude keeps coming in here and buying all this weird ass shit.
He asked for this costume that shoots out flames.
Who's making that shit?
I mean, yeah, granted, I understand he would need that because before he came in for one that shoots out cold shit.
This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what he's doing. Then he says something about, does he have something to keep up scales? He's got a black dude with scales.
I'm glad that you're on the show now because you were super anti the show. You know who's coming though, right?
Fish Mooney coming
back.
He bring her back.
Fish Mooney coming back.
Jada Pinkett Smith comes back after the Oscars.
She was like, "Listen, I need to work
because they canceled all my
I got
damn
an
TV
open
show.
door policy for me here, so
she
I'm
was
down."
like, "They didn't cancel Hawthorne."
I'm in. Flipping over to another part of the DC universe, Flash was on this week. This episode made me feel weird. This
was the episode directed by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
So first of all, with the title, it was called Dinosaur.
Yeah.
And both of us said, "Please don't let me no goddamn dinosaur."
I hope there's no dinosaur in it. Here's the thing that was weird. Here's what was weird, but it was done very well. I always get weirded out when I see these episodes that are supposed to be like the character's in heaven, or he's died and he has this vision, or whatever the case is. And in this case, Barry has a lot of conversations with other actors who look like who they're supposed to be on the show.
But it's the Speed Force.
But they're the Speed Force, which is in the comics something that is dealt with a lot. It's a big part of who Barry Allen is. It's a big part of why the explosion and what happened to him, that gave him his powers, isn't just the only thing that makes him who he is. He's connected to a larger part of the thing that goes on. It's a created concept by DC as far as like how.
Well, here's another thing. This is
it's not part of like the gravity.
First of all, let's
like
acknowledge
that we know.
I have to before we go in all that bullshit. Listen, Kevin Smith, you're a goddamn genius. Why? You made sure your best friend got a little guest star role in that movie.
He's a genius because the show was actually really good. Because
you know what I'm saying? He made sure Jason Mewes was in it.
The real thing though is that the manipulation of emotion by using Jesse L. Martin and using
he's just going to acknowledge the fact. He's just going to ignore the fact that I keep bringing up that both Jay and Silent Bob are in this episode. He's just like, Jason, whatever.
There's a part where he's in there. I get it. I understand.
I just wanted to acknowledge it though.
It's in there.
Acknowledge it.
I got a note right down there that says it.
It's at the damn bottom.
Yeah, well, that's where he shows up in it.
No, he does. He shows up in the beginning.
Not right at the beginning?
He shows up in
Was it right at the beginning when he showed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what.
Why do I have a note in there somewhere where we should? Maybe it was in the middle. I saw it in there.
Car.
That's right.
That's my mom's car.
That's crazy.
But here's the thing I noticed too. He made it. Yes, there were great moments with all the veteran actors that we've sent a lot of love to.
Shout out
more Cavanagh, more John Wesley Shipp,
and more Jesse L. Martin.
But there was a lot more humor in this episode too.
Yeah.
If you notice, it's a lot of humor all the way through.
Well, there's some interesting difficulties here because as far as they know, before Cisco vibes and realizes that Barry is in the Speed Force, there's a moment there where they find out that Jesse is hurt. that Wally is not hurt, and that Flash is gone, that Barry's gone, and John Wesley Shipp's character as Henry is a doctor, so the only person who can look after Wells' daughter is the guy whose son just got killed by Wells, as far as they knew for the moment.
Yeah.
So that was a tough moment for them at the beginning, and then they figure out that he's part of the Speed Force. It was
best
good.
Best line ever from Carlos Valdes, who plays Cisco. When Gilder comes back alive, he was like, for real, a zombie?
That was good. That was good. So Tony Woodward is a zombie. He's free. He gets out. He's the one who. That's how he runs into. Doesn't he run into Girder?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
he runs into Girder. That's where you see Jason Mewes. Jitters is always a spot that's getting fucked up. Always.
If I'm the owners of Jitters, I'm
move
like,
Jitters. It's time to move Jitters.
We gotta move Jitters. Jitters cannot be located here. Jitters is on a nexus of bullshit.
Yeah,
because.
And in the meantime, I was worried because I figured they had Kevin Smith directing in one episode that Barry wasn't the Flash in, but there was a lot of good elements of what was going on in Barry's life, which I thought Kevin Smith did a great job of grasping.
Yeah. But
they hit Barry all in the feels. Every spot
all
was just hitting him right in the field.
All in the field.
Every time he got him somewhere, and you notice how they're all like, "Sit, Barry, sit," so I can make you cry quick.
No, sit down. Took him to his mama's grave. Like, no, you need.
And then you realize Barry's never gone to his mother's grave, which is a thing that they never really discuss in the show. Mm-hmm. That he's never gone to visit his mother's grave, which is a big deal, and it's a big part of him finally being able to catch up to himself, which is the reality that it's been that
he had been chasing, right? And you didn't know what he was chasing, and he was like, "Wait, he's chasing himself in his uniform."
Yeah.
In his uniform.
And so it was great to see him get back just in time to defeat Girder. I love it that when Cisco asked him, "Are you like magic now?"
He's like, "Are you magic now?" And Barry was like, kind of.
There was a real cool iconic shot of Iris reaching out to grab Barry in the Speed Force.
First of all, let's say this.
I got chills now just thinking about it because that's going to be the dope romance.
The dialogue was so horrible. And as much as I love Candice Patton,
just classy.
No. As much as I love Candice Patton, as much as I rock with Grant Gustin, Barry, take my hand.
Yeah, man.
Come back to me.
That's love right there.
In every episode we've ever done, did you ever hear this motherfucker talk about love? No.
That's so great. That's so great.
Come back to me, Barry.
I think that's great. It was good. I have a bad premonition about a thing though, because I've seen the trailer for next week's episode, and there's obviously Barry gets very upset about something in the episode, and they've been building up about his dad moving back to Central City. I think Zoom kills his dad. I think Zoom killed his dad because Eobard Thawne killed his mother.
Yeah,
and I think Zoom kills his dad.
Yo, how fucked up does that have to be?
Have both, because you're not going to keep him around for another. I mean, you're not going to keep John Wesley Shipp around for another year.
You keep John Wesley.
I'm all for it, but you can't. You got Tom Cavanagh.
You know why?
Well, here's the deal. You can't.
You know why? You tell him that a long time ago he was a speedster.
He used to be fast.
And he pulled out his suit.
You have to unleash his flash powers. But here's the thing. There's a little bit of an Easter egg dropped a while ago about Garrick being a family name.
Yeah.
And it's his character that mentions that.
Of course, so which means the guy in the Iron Mask.
So the guy in the Iron Mask could be his dad. There could be that. Maybe that's the version that dies. It's tough to have Barry exist, and unless because how do I put this? Jesse Martin is kind of like a father figure to Barry,
right?
And so if he's a father figure and Wells is a father figure, and Henry's a father figure, then it's like you got too many dads, man. You got to lean out this dad population a little bit. We don't need all these dads on here. Drop a
man can't have a lot of male role models.
Of course, it figures. This white kid who's got all the privilege in the world has all kinds all kinds of help.
This has been Bobby's most militant fucking episode. You see the white privilege in this bitch? Got the white boy. Also got 3 role models. Got 1 black daddy, 2 white daddies, no white mama. But what about the black kid, huh? What about Wally?
What's Wally had? Wally had that one black mama who died on him. He
Wally had a black mama who died of McGregor syndrome. We don't even know what.
It's not even a thing. She died of a thing that doesn't even exist in real life.
They killed
off a black one with some shit that ain't even real.
Next show, Wednesday, Arrow. Arrow comes on. Oh my god.
Fortunately, no baby Sarah in this one. She's safe. She's safe and sound.
Lila finna leave Diggle.
Speaking of black kids and getting... Oh, wow.
Jesus, Bobby's been going clean in today, ladies and gentlemen. We find out that the reason that Rubicon can control all the nuclear weapons in the world is of Amanda Waller's fault. Amanda Waller, who was played by Cynthia Dye Robinson, who got shot in her shit.
Yeah. And she earned it. You deserve to be shot.
Yeah,
Who did this? Why would you do this? There's a lot of craziness going on in this episode, and I gotta tell you, it ended in a way that almost at first I'm concerned that Arrow might have jumped the shark with this episode.
Why?
This is a potential jump the shark episode with Arrow because you have this episode that has all this great promise, right? Like there's nuclear warheads that have been taken control of by Damien Dark, and they're gonna unleash them on the world, and it's up to Felicity to go get her dad, the calculator, to help stop this. And there's all this workaround to get to the point where they can try and defuse these nuclear warheads or reroute them or whatever it's gonna take. In the meantime, while it's going on, Felicity's getting fired. They cut to Thea, who's stuck in this lower base area that's supposed to.
They got her stuck in the Hunger Games.
Which is weird. She's in Wayward Pines. I don't know what's happening there. And of course, Anarchy's coming to fuck shit up down there.
Yep.
By the way, great fight scene between Anarky and Thea.
Which is the funniest
good old
thing.
Lonnie Meacham.
Which is the funniest thing because Merlin comes down there. Merlin comes down there with the new hand.
Right. Merlin's always the crazy bastard. Remember when I said they should have killed him a season or so ago? And they let this dude live?
Well, first of all, anytime you keep kidnapping your daughter and you try to justify it, like, look, I'm doing this to help you, bitch, be calm.
Stop kidnapping your kid all the time. We're parents. Would you just keep kidnapping your kid over and over again? He also thinks the craziest thing that could happen is always what's going to happen.
I'm so glad he went past that because he was like, would you kidnap your kid? Because basically what we're saying is, look, we love our kids, but
I ain't kidnapping my kid.
I'm not kidnapping. Let me tell you something. My daughter ran me ragged back for a week.
It's good to see Charlotte Ross back on the show.
I can't talk about my kids. You know what?
It's good to see Charlotte Ross back on the show.
Mama Smoke.
She had a great line there where she claimed she goes, "I'm not in Mansa, but," and he goes, "I think it's Mensa."
How does she not know?
It's great because there's that subtle thing where she plays ditzy just a little bit,
just enough.
But I wouldn't lie if she told me not to lie either. You know what I mean? Whatever truth, I'd be telling a whole bunch of truths.
Well, that's because Quentin Lance ain't getting
none from nobody but her.
The
truths. I'd tell so many truths.
You would.
All the truths.
All the truths.
I would tell some truths that weren't there. I would tell a bunch of truths that are there. I would tell all kinds of truths, man. It wouldn't matter to me.
Do you see how I got to go through, ladies and gentlemen?
Here's my difficulty with this episode. This should be an episode where they're able to stop these nuclear warheads. They have to be able to stop them.
They kill 50,000 people.
What are you doing?
Well, they did say...
What?
Well, here's the thing. Ever since season 1...
Why do I care about Black Canary being killed anymore when they have an episode where Felicity just killed... I think it's 10,000.
No,
10,000 or
tens of thousands.
Even if it was just 10,000...
Here's the thing.
I don't give a shit about Black Canary getting killed anymore.
But you know what?
That can't be what happened.
That happened.
You have to get Flash to change time.
Barry got his own shit to worry about.
No, you can't let that. How can Arrow wait? That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
How can Arrow? He had to move time backwards so he could hide a kid.
Which every man who's ever had a one night stand wishes he got.
He had to run backwards to hide a kid.
Not saying me personally.
You can't run back to save 10,000 people.
Here's the thing. Here is the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's been teased since season 1 that a major catastrophe was going to happen.
Okay.
The undertaking.
Right.
For the Glades.
Right.
Some people died, not a lot.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then Slade Wilson taking over the city. Mm-hmm. Some people died, not a lot.
Right.
Ra's al Ghul season 3 when he was going to unleash the mega virus.
Right.
One person died, not a lot.
Oh, man.
Tens
of thousands.
They got to season 4. Arrow was like, we'll kill about 30,000 people.
I mean,
at least you don't see him die.
It's my only difficulty is that obviously when you kill tens of thousands of people, you're no longer the Arrow is no longer the main guy to stop this, right? Like the military is now involved. It has to be involved. There's no.
Well, it's a level higher than military when you got armies involved.
I mean, the world is now out to stop this dude, right? Like that's the same thing I saw in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's also a nuclear missile issue going on with that, that there are warheads they're dealing with. Well, where's Iron Man for that? Because that's an Iron Man level issue. That's a thing you call him out of retirement for, whatever the hell he's doing. You got to do that. Okay, here's the thing. I'm just lost on this part of Arrow, okay? You can't kill tens of thousands of people. That has to be like a mistake, or there has to be a do-over that's coming somewhere. There's no way that Felicity can be responsible for killing tens of thousands of people, and then you're going to ever just be able to cheer for her again on the show. That doesn't work, right? That can't... That's not a thing, is it?
Yes, it is a thing, Bobby.
Oh, man. I can't believe that's the way that works, guys. Last show of the week, Legends of Tomorrow.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
First of all, great. This show, we've said it every time we've come back. This show is on episode what? This is... Because they got the full season, right?
15 or 16, I think.
They got the full round.
This is 15.
They got the full...
Yeah, they get the full season.
Okay, so they got the full season. Since they started, and every week we've been talking about it, we were unsure how to feel about this show.
Because it's all the outcasts.
It's all outcasts. Nobody you really honestly care about.
Right.
Nobody you really care about. They acknowledge Hawkman's homeworld
right.
the first time.
They actually talk about Thanagar.
The
talk about Thanagarians are coming.
So they talk about that. But also, here's the thing. You were like, oh, let's see how these characters develop. Well, Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer completely has eliminated the fact that you get to remember he was Superman at one point.
Right.
Completely eliminated that.
Thank goodness you've forgotten about that because he was not.
But
he looked the part, and that was just about it.
That was all he did.
He's now Ray Palmer.
But
he's
now,
a Ray Palmer character.
The way that they've built this, how you kind of want the whole team together. Again, no Carter Hall at all this episode.
Yeah, which I like Falk Henschel. I just think that the storyline for him is so underdeveloped that it doesn't work.
It doesn't because the storyline.
I struggle with the fact that it's also pretty obvious to me that Falk Henschel is not a very tall guy.
And that's probably why.
That's why I struggle with it so much because Hawkman has always been this
6'3",
dude.
6'2".
He's like a Thor-like kind of build of dude, and so I kind of struggle with that part of it. But I can roll with it. I can live with that. I wondered why in this episode, like Kendra's got those wings. Why doesn't she use them to burst out of the containment that Savage has her when they're on the time ship? Like,
well, first of all, let's
just wing the fuck out.
Well, he has her hands tied up too.
Just wing out.
This is the part for those that are just hearing the audio. You won't understand.
Just this is. I'm making wing motions. Like, you know, they're always like boom, and then the wings pop out.
All right, I'm gonna ask something that's gonna be really probably. You might change the subject as soon as I say it. Has it been implied that Vandal Savage is taking those goodies at one point in time?
I don't know. Well, at one point they had a kid. They were married and had a kid in one of the lives that they had.
Yeah.
And Carter Hall came and destroyed that.
Right, but it's like at one, even after that, like
so Vandal knows what's up.
Like he didn't been in the goodness.
He knows what's up.
He's like out there.
And look at how hard he fights to get her.
Like
which is what I've been saying from the beginning. If there's something about Kendra.
Shouts out Sierra Renee, we love you, sweetie.
Also in this episode, you see Snart and Sarah Lance really go
and start to share moments.
They're sharing serious moments.
Because it was one time she was like, he says, I do a lot of things and I regretted not doing certain things. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, still a kiss,
right?
And he basically tried to ignore it,
right?
Until you get to the Time Masters, they kidnap the team. They decide they're going to reprogram Mick Rory as Kronos.
Right, and they're going to slowly kill off everybody else, but the lead time master wants to show Rip what's going on. So
Like, yo, let me, you're like, come on, let me show you something.
Takes me to MacGuffin number 5. And here's the other MacGuffin that you can destroy to make the first MacGuffin that we had not be a thing that matters for the next MacGuffin that you're going to need. And so he shows
Bobby, for those who don't understand what a MacGuffin is, please break down a MacGuffin.
A MacGuffin is a thing that gets made up to be the most important part of what somebody needs to make their plan work or not work. Whether it's a special crystal, whether it's the Oculus in this episode, it's usually some piece of tech or some magical gem or the ring in Harry Potter. I mean, that could have been a ring. It could have been a statue. I mean, it's the idol on Arrow. It's the Speed Force on Flash. So that's what a MacGuffin is. It's kind of like made up tech or gem or fantasy idea that makes everything kind of work. So in this case, that's the MacGuffin, is the Oculus. And they need to destroy that because as far as the Time Masters are concerned, they've been able to manipulate time and have kind of done everything to put the legends where they are now. So,
right. Basically, you find out the Time Master, oh, you think you were doing this shit on your own?
I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing.
That's what they say. You think we've been doing this on your own?
Yeah.
No. We're going to move you here and there and make
right.
And it was like, well, it just don't matter what we do.
So that's a big struggle for our heroes because they're trying to figure out whether anything they've done was supposed to be done right or not. And you see them have the ability to manipulate their own time when Rip has this vision of Ray sacrificing himself for the good of the team, but that's not what happens.
So, which is actually a good way they did that because when you see Ray about to do it, it's like, yo, I'm finna die. All of a sudden, you got Mick who decides to do it.
Yeah.
And then you hear Leonard Starr say, I'm sorry, my old friend.
Uh-huh.
And knock this shit off.
Dude.
Because remember the line was, if you ever hit me again,
I'll kill you. Yeah.
I'll kill you.
The side note to this that's going on is you see Jefferson and Stein really have the bond that they need to have. You know, you see this growth of the bond between those two, which I thought is really
it's
good.
a weird growth. It's a weird bond and a weird growth because it's not the present day Stein.
Right. You see him kind of grow with the old Stein.
Which will in terms change the future one, automatically.
Yeah. So which works out great because by the time he gets back, they're super in tune with each other. Sarah does get that kiss in. She kisses Snart before he sacrifices himself.
I shed a tear, dog. I shed a tear.
It was so tough because I love Wentworth Miller on the show and I don't want to see him go away.
I don't think he's gone.
I hope not, man. Can they go back and get him from time too?
Yeah,
can they get Flash to run backwards for him? Who can Flash run backwards for? I think everything can be solved.
Hey Barry, listen, we understand you got a lot of shit in Central City, but look. Listen, if you can take 30 seconds out your busy day.
The big deal out of this is that Savage's plan still goes through. They can't stop Savage's plan from happening, which is kind of messed up. But the big win in this whole thing is that now everybody has free will. So everything from this time forward.
But also, remember the one line that's been going throughout the entire show. Time wants to happen.
Right.
So Savage has to conquer the world in the show, but at some point you can stop. Again, I love Casper Crump as Vandal Savage. Dude is doing a dope job.
Yeah.
I just can't see him as the main bad guy for season 2.
Yeah, it's tough. There has to be some other build-up
But
somewhere.
the problem is, if you know the Vandal Savage story, he was the one who brings together the Legion of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe that's the course that takes. Maybe he starts putting up some bad guys for them to fight to get to him again. It's possible. I don't know. They've done those guys, Kreisberg and Berlanti, and those guys have done a great job.
Speaking of which,
there are television movie executives of the week, by the way.
They
Marvel
are
and DC.
They are the winners of the week, and right now you are killing the game. We talked about this week in and week out. One point we said it was official that Supergirl was getting a season 2 on CBS.
Yeah, we thought that's what it was going on.
Everybody, all the cast members, they were celebrating it, but then it came out that CBS had not officially renewed them. So they were like, well, they're not going to renew them. So everybody's like, well, what's going to happen with Supergirl? Because again, we gave Melissa Benoist the credit, watched her develop. David Hartwood did a damn good job. Shyla Lee, she's done what she's done. And the rest of the cast as well. Callista Flockhart has killed it this whole season.
Yep.
And you know what? I used to be that much a fan of Ally McBeal, but now As a
You're
fan,
with it.
I'm with you. But it's official now. Supergirl is going where she should have been in the first place.
To the CW.
To the CW.
Yep.
So there's also been talk. They've already introduced that Supergirl is a different Earth.
Right. She's on a different Earth, which is good because it saves the push to have crossovers all the time with her.
Yeah, because a 4-way crossover would be ridiculous.
Well, it just kind of, yeah, I mean, you know, it does set up a situation, though, where you can pair them all together for a one-off crossover from time to time.
But it's got to be, yeah, but what do you do, one off a year?
I don't know, man. Yeah, you can do a one-off a year.
I mean, but you already have a crossover.
You do a one-off a year for everybody where they all go to the same world to fight somewhere.
I guarantee you this happens in like 2-3 weeks.
It's going to happen within 2-3 years. So
and then all of a sudden now people got to reference this episode of the Trusty Sidekick podcast here on the Laugh Factory Podcast Network.
Boom.
Bam. They go to the logo right there for the Laugh Factory. I'm putting it right there. This is now for those listening to the audio. This is for the video. That's the Laugh Factory there. But, yeah. So it's going to be
good. Now your Monday through Thursday is all on the CW, which is great.
Are we sure she's going Monday?
I would put her on Monday if I'm them.
Because you can still, here's the thing, you can still move Barry back an hour.
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't change the time slots at all.
I wouldn't do that at all.
You got
bought in. You have people that are bought into that time. It's perfect. They got the 7 o'clock spot. It's the solid move.
Yeah,
just don't change that at all. There's a little Justice League movie news before we go back to Greg Berlanti for a minute. Steppenwolf. There's a character named Steppenwolf who looks like he may be the bad guy in the Justice League movie. He's one of Darkseid's frontline guys.
Well, they said it was because there was a cutaway scene anyway from Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
They said they were going to use him just to tease, because the Justice League is a 2-part movie.
Right.
There's no point in making Darkseid out the gate when you're like, oh, but you still got another movie.
Right. You want to build up to Darkseid, which I understand that.
I get it.
Steppenwolf has never been a major character for me as far as any of the
But it's like, how does Steppenwolf to the point where he holds them off enough to warrant a second movie?
I don't know. Also, like, if you're gonna have a bad guy named Steppenwolf, are you fucking kidding me? Seriously, Steppenwolf is your bad guy? I don't know about all that. Last piece of news. There had been a lot of rumors for a long time that Booster Gold was going to get either a television show or a movie. There had been some rumors that Zack Stentz was working on that as a writer. And as it turns out, our executive of the year so far, Greg Berlanti, has said that he is indeed in producing that with Andrew Kreisberg and Sarah Schechter, and it looks like Berlanti may even be directing that movie also for Booster Gold. So that is in the works right now on the movie side, which I'm super confident in the boys from the CW and DC.
For those who don't know who Booster Gold is a superhero for hire. He was the first one who was like, yo, I got these powers. I can help you, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah, he's the first one to go to capitalizing off of his ability to be a superhero. And it's actually a cool story. It was one of the later comic books I kind of get into. I wasn't into him right away, but I've gotten into it. So it's cool. It's good. I'm excited. Greg Berlanti, he's killing everything in the game right now. Speaking of killing stuff in the game, what do you got going on this week?
Man, it's going to be a busy week for your boy. On Tuesday, I will be at Zen Lounge in Studio City, 10628 Ventura Boulevard for the LA Live Comedy Show. It's a bunch of dope comedians on that. Please come out, check that out. Thursday, I will be at the Angel Beer Brewery in downtown Los Angeles for the Off the Ropes Comedy Show. It's stand-up comedy and professional wrestling together. Who better? Friday, I will be in Manhattan Beach. I'll have more information on that. Saturday, I'm doing comedy in English back downtown at a hostel. Stay tuned for more information for that. And everything, of course, find me on my website, jwashington.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Mr. J. Washington, here on the Laugh Factory Podcast Network for the Trusty Sidekick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you?
Excellent. Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff. I leave for Chicago in a few hours. I have to go and get on a plane. I'm going to try and take a small nap, and then Monday night I'm going to be at Hi-Hat for Sad Sacks and Wisecracks with Natalie Joes. Mm-hmm. I think Anthony Bonazzo is headlining that show, which is cool. Anthony's very funny. And then Thursday night I'm doing Primetime 9 out at the Whip Theater. That's going to be a fun show. Also, I think Rebecca O'Neill and Kristen Toomey are on that one with me, which is going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a super fun show. Saturday, I go to Milwaukee with XL, with Xavier Lamont. We're going up to Milwaukee to do the Milwaukee Comedy Show up there at the UC Theater. I'm featuring for XL, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then Sunday night, I'll be back at home at the Laugh Factory for their 7 o'clock show. So make sure you get there and go online for that. You can find all my information, of course, at itsbobbyhill.com. Facebook, you can find me on Bobby Hill Comedy. Twitter and Instagram, of course, mocha_Jesus. And then, of course, for the Trusty Sidekick, you can find us at Sidekick Trusty on Twitter, trustysidekickpod@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. Please review us, rate us on iTunes, on everything else. You can find us on Google Play, on the Google Play audio now. You can find us there. And you'll get this on YouTube, all through the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. And that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty much it, and that wraps it up. So, with that being said, we wrapped up episode 26 of the Trusty Sidekick podcast here on the Laugh Factory Podcast Network with myself, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington.
And me, your resident superhero, Bobby Hill.
We will be back next week. It's going to be kind of sad because we're going to be two separate places.
Two separate places. Sorry, guys. Another couple weeks of that.
I'm going to figure out how to do this video, though.
We're going to get it done.
We're going to get this video done. We promise. And anyway, I'll be back in Chicago soon.
Yeah, we'll do another live together in Chicago.
So, we're out of here. Take care. We'll holler at you guys next week. Peace.
What's up?